Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be jumping straight into Internet Computer and the price behind it. So we do see a $41.25 price point right now with a massive increase in the last couple of hours. A great looking 24-hour period with a 5.29% increase. If we actually take a look at the last week, we only see a 1.43% increase, and the last month actually going to be a negative 11.72% increase, or sorry, decrease, I guess. So it's actually coming down, from that 48.37 that we were once at, and continuing down to that $41 price point. However, if we look at the last week, we are seeing a massive, just recent rise. So a lot of people are probably excited about that rise, and I kind of want to, cover that today. Why is this rise continuing on, and what is going on recently with Internet Computer to make this happen? So if you guys want to stay up to date with Internet Computer as well as so many other altcoins across the channel, make sure to quickly subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. So Internet Computer ICP is a utility token that allows users to participate and govern the Internet Computer blockchain network. The network aims to help developers create websites, enterprise IT systems, internet services, DeFi applications by installing their code directly on the public network. ICP can also be staked or converted into cycles that can be used to power computation for dApps and traditional applications. So I did want to give you guys a brief description, but I now want to jump into a couple different tweets. So a lot of these tweets from Dfinity are showing the really massive growth that ICP is continuing to see while this market is still on this downturn. You have to remember we are in a manipulation FUD stage still, in my opinion, and we are going to have a lot of these altcoins do even better when we do see that initial or final breakout. So right now we see this week the Internet Computer surpassed 107 million blocks generated as the network scales to host more canister smart contracts. Block count speaks to both the speed and capacity of the Internet Computer. So this is definitely one of those charts that continue to show really that kind of growth over time. Obviously showing, just the amount of utility that Internet Computer does have and serve shows that, we are going to see this in the space for quite some time. I think it's going to be a coin that does continue to move upward. We also see canister smart contracts running on the Internet Computer surpass 2,000. Canister smart contracts are computational units powered by cycles. An increase in canister smart contracts speaks to the growth in developer activity on the network. So that ecosystem is continuing to grow. That's something that we have to really realize. If we jump to their website, I'm going to quickly show you guys this down here, the Internet Computer ecosystem. The Internet Computer blockchain launched very recently, but developer and really activity is already exploding. As active users flock to emerging dApps and services built on the IC, check out these examples. So we have Fleeq, DSCVR, District, Origin, and OpenChat. All of these serving different functionality purposes and really, contributing to the utility that Dfinity overall or ICP really, gives to the community. So we have Discover, like I said, being a decentralized version of Reddit where users are the owners, decentralized and end-to-end, really built on the Internet Computer and accessible from any browser. They have 12,000 users. We have District already with 19,000 users. District is a completely decentralized community, owned professional network. Users of the platform will vote on upgrades and no user data will ever be mined or sold. Create your account secured by internet identity today. So that's 19,000 users. And then the biggest one, we have 20,000 users with OpenChat. So decentralized messaging has been a pipe dream for decades. With the advent of the Internet Computer, real-time messaging is now possible on a blockchain. So just a couple of the examples there, and I wanted to quickly go over the ecosystem as it continues to expand. I do think we are going to have more and more projects jumping in and on board. Down here, you can actually see a little bit more about this ecosystem and utility, kind of, I guess, in a bright way. Modoko Playground's been, a pretty substantial one for, a longest time here, as we actually talked about this recently. If we go back to Dfinity, go to the Dfinity Foundation, they talked about Modoko, the playground itself here, introducing the Modoko Playground, an IDE for developers to learn Modoko, the native language for the Internet Computer blockchain. So this is definitely a big deal to have Modoko in the works, obviously, with a lot of different developers. And starting to learn that code is a lot of different people out there continuing to grow that ecosystem all together. I do want to talk about the developer traction and running strong 10 weeks out. So our estimate is that the Internet Computer will have significantly greater DAU than the rest of the blockchain by the end of the year. So this is Dominic Williams telling Bloomberg in this article. I'm not going to actually jump into it because, like I said, Bloomberg, I believe they do cost a subscription to actually take a look yourself. But we're going to jump into the next one. This one talks more about Fleeq. So we talked about Fleeq just a little bit in the past. Fleeq lets you seamlessly host static front ends on the internet computer blockchain, providing an accessible interface and frictionless hosting solution that really runs completely on chain. A decentralized version of really Netlify on the, for the open web, I should say. So it's definitely continuing to show that there is like I said, a lot of, really, I guess, growth in this ecosystem. And I think that's going to be a very, very big push as to why we could continue to see ICP do so well in the next upcoming weeks and months. We also see Weekend Alert. 3 new startup projects have been added to the Internet Computer Showcase. This was July 30th. We saw Dank OIS, and this actually kind of talks about the first decentralized bank built on the internet computer. Then obviously, like I said, the Modoco Playground, definitely a big deal, showing an IDE for developers to test and deploy smart contracts for free. And then Tonic Labs, the creators of really projects ranging from NFTs to rap cycles to games built using the IC. And then we have at the end, jumping into the website, I did want to just take a quick look at the very bottom of the website. If we go to the bottom, it talks about Modoco and how it all works out, and how it's an open source programming language that supports advanced smart contract work. And I think this is a big deal for developers. And they talk about their team members as well. So just a massive team with, some pretty insane backgrounds, definitely showing that this company and this really coin as a whole is going to continue to grow with this kind of backing, this kind of support. So I do want to jump though right on over to ICP's current price chart and talk about the future of ICP. So we did see this dip. We had a nice increase up to about $42 and saw a dip down to about $41.25, and we're starting to kind of rise right back up. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of hours and even minutes. But as we move forward, I think we are going to see ICP do very, very well by the end of the year. Obviously, by the end of the bull market part 2, when that does start back up and get out of this manipulation FUD state that we are still, in my opinion, in, I do think we are going to see ICP do very, very well, breaking out, hopefully making its way back to its previous all-time high. Obviously, I do not believe it will get there, unfortunately, in this year alone or even in this bull market. However, by the end of the year, I do think we could easily see $80 to $120 in ICP. By the end of the bull market part 2, we could even see, $150 to $200 by the end of that bull market part 2. So that's my price prediction, my very, very conservative price prediction, I should say. I always try to stay on that realistic side of things, try to give you guys my honest opinion on where we could see these coins. So definitely a coin worth looking into if you guys are interested in something like ICP, where they're continuing to grow their ecosystem utility. And like I said, that use case that is continuing to come out of some of those ecosystem, apps that they are creating. Definitely a place that developers are looking into recently, with more and more startups taking advantage of ICP. So thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, guys, there's a lot to talk about when they're, talk about really these altcoins in general. That's why I always say, if you want to learn more about them, definitely subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video, because like when we talk about these, there's so many out there. Cardano, VeChain, we have Stellar Lumens, we have Chainlink, we have Polkadot, we have, you could go on forever, XRP, ICP, we have AMP, we have, like I said, there's so many out there. So if you guys have not already, make sure to take advantage of the channel, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys all in the next one.